Hey everyone, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Alfredo.
And today we'll be talking about how to prevent injuries from one of the most common disasters in California, house fires.
Only 26% of families have actually developed and practiced a fire home escape plan, and we want to make that number increase.
So, what could possibly be the best way to increase these numbers?
I'm Hardwin, and in order for the problem to be handled, there must first be enough attention drawn towards it. And what better way than to create a video game that everyone can enjoy playing? In this day and age, we can see that majority of children are always playing on their devices. Whether it be a phone or a console, they're always interested in some type of game. These children are one of the biggest target audiences we should focus on, since they're the ones who are inexperienced in fire incidents. However, the idea isn't only limited to children. There are plenty of adults who play video games as well. We can create a game that teaches people about ways to prevent injuries from fires. Anyone who plays the game will be informed about the situation.
I like the idea and all, but how will we get enough people to play the game?
Yeah, wouldn't they be drawn away from it since it's so educational?
Well, in order to prevent that problem, we must first create a video game that is educational in nature, but appears to be entertaining. The content of the game will affect its popularity as well, but let's focus on getting it to become well known first. Generally, video games become popular through people who play them on YouTube. A lot of famous producers on YouTube will play a game and other people will play it as well. Kind of like the trickle-down effect.
You're right. One of the famous YouTubers on YouTube has around 40 million subscribers. And if we get that one person to play the game, then it will draw more attention towards it. And it doesn't even have to be that one person. It could be anyone on YouTube. Someone's bound to accept.
The decision also depends on the quality of the game. Going back to our other problem, many people will refuse to play an educational game. Just the mere word of education has enough of a negative connotation to repel people. We must create a game that will unconsciously teach people to avoid incidents involving fires. I think one of the better ways to do this is to make the game a first-person narrative.
Oh, I get it. It can be from the viewpoint of a child who experiences this incident involving a fire, and then the player must somehow get the character to handle the situation. By helping the character handle the situation in the game, the player learns how to handle the exact same situation as if it were to occur to them in real life.
Yes, by doing this, the game will appear to be educational and has a better chance of becoming popular through sponsorships. We must implement as many of these traits into the games so it can prevent injuries more efficiently.
I like the idea. Now we must consider other examples that may unconsciously teach people to avoid incidents and fires.
I can help with that. Hi, I'm Richard, and we'll be looking at major key factors about fires that can all be placed into the video game. One point we should focus on is the cause of the fire. Approximately 50% of house fires take place in the kitchen and are caused by unsafe cooking. Since this is the cause that affects the majority of people, the fire in the game should occur due to that same reason. With this, the player is able to understand the main cause of fires and possibly prevent it from happening in the future.
Also, in order to drift away from the educational focus, the game should have some interesting background that leads up to the event. Perhaps there's some plot that leads up to the incident that allows the player to become more attached to the character.
The game doesn't have to be limited to only one event involving fires. Other causes of fires, such as electricity and smoking, can be portrayed in the game as well, each having their own significant event. There could be reoccurring themes of fire, and it'll eventually become one of the main character's biggest fears. That might be able to get more attention towards the plot and characters.
Agreed. It would be nice if the player was able to understand the feelings of each character after their experience with each incident. Through this, the player would learn the consequences of causing a fire to occur.
Due to the nature of the video game, we can allow the player to experience a simulation in which they must indirectly handle a situation involving a fire for themselves. One of the tasks the player must perform in this situation can be the concept of stop, drop, and roll when the character is caught on fire. These tasks will inform the player how to react if the same exact situation were to occur to them.
Of course, we don't want to promote anything that can be seen as violent or visually unappealing, so the character will not be shown to burn in flames. Rather, a game over screen of some sort will appear once it is too late for the character to escape the fire.
It might be a good idea to have a character with long hair and multiple layers of clothing as the main character. That way, if the character were to be caught on fire, the fire would be portrayed on their hair and clothes instead of on their skin, which would decrease the amount of violence shown.
We want this game to appeal to as wide of an audience as possible.
But our main focus will be children.
Furthermore, the simulation of the video game should be as accurate as it can be. Another factor that we can implement in the game is the aspect of time. Generally, people tend to believe that they have around 5 minutes in order to escape, but in reality, they only have 2. We can inform the player about this by creating a time limit in the game where the character only has a certain amount of time before they fail to escape the fire.
In addition to a time limit, we could have countless other details, such as an oxygen meter, which could suggest the importance of retaining one's breath.
Overall, we believe that creating a video game would be the best approach in efficiently getting people to become more aware and be more prepared for any future incidents involving fires.
With proper structure and game design, it has the potential to attract millions of people and draw their attention to the matter at hand.
With knowledge that the players unconsciously learn through their experience with the video game, they are able to react to certain incidents and possibly avoid causing them in the first place.
With enough determination, we can create a video game that is both enjoyable and has the potential to prevent further incidents involving fires.
Thank you for listening to our idea, and have a great day.